What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code in the description. Right now, best pricing of the year. You're going to have your summer sale to stock up on all your necessities. Maybe try some new flavors if you want. Also, depending on how much you spend, they're going to give you some freebies as well. All you need to do is click the link. You'll automatically get the best price and the discount, and as well as my Glance LED. I talk about it so much. True game changer. If you're a sports fan, if you're a video gamer, you have to have one of these units. It's really not even a question. Live, real time data from Major League Baseball, NBA, NFL, UFC, NASCAR. All you need to do is plug it in, tell it what you want to see at a glance. It's going to keep you up to date and does way more than just sports, by the way. Weather, stocks, news, all right there in front of you. You don't even have to take your eyes off the game, whether you're playing the video game or watching the game, to know what's going on around the league or around the world. Now, we got some big news today with College Football 25, the first of which is the release date. And if you pre-order this game, we'll get to that in a moment, today is 2 months away from when you will have it in your hand. So July 19th is going to be the release date. Pre-orders 3 days early, kind of standard for EA Sports, which means that would put you to July 16th. Now, the fears that so many people had was the implementation of Ultimate Team, and we see that already with some alma mater packs, some Ultimate Team uniforms. We also got to see a whole kind of behind the scenes. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but Travis Hunter did about a 40-minute video on his YouTube channel, kind of goes over everything. We learned about what we're going to expect to see and some tie-ins when it comes to Madden. So the deluxe editions of these games are going to work hand in hand. And that, I will say, I actually love to see, because all of us are hoping we're going to get the capacity to go from college football into Madden with draft classes, rosters, carry all of the teams and players in, and then obviously go through the draft and carry that player. From a content creator standpoint, that is absolutely incredible. But we do see this MVP bundle is going to have 4,600 college football points and one Heisman hopeful player item. You're also going to get those usual choices of 5 players. And honestly, it just kind of shows the seasonal delivery we've seen when it comes to Madden and just carrying over now clearly into college football. I think these Madden points and college football points are going to work hand in hand. And I know a lot of people are going to be concerned because essentially we're expecting the same monetization to Ultimate Team as we see currently. Now, we are going to get to see apparently some type of full reveal tomorrow. What exactly that is, I don't know. I will say, for being 2 months out, we haven't seen a whole lot from this game. We've seen some assets. We've seen, as I mentioned yesterday, some wire models. But right now, to know that the focus, at least in the beginning, right, if you just look at marketing, the focus in the beginning is Ultimate Team. Before you've seen one bit of gameplay, before you've seen really anything to truly distinguish this from Madden, when we know it's built on the same game engine, the first thing they're doing is showing you Ultimate Team. To me, that's a concern. Now, the reason I say that's a concern is I've been playing football games, obviously, for a long time. And in my opinion, Ultimate Team has kind of been the reason that some of these games have fallen off. They haven't had to put enough focus on gameplay. They haven't had to put enough emphasis on franchise modes or dynasty modes because, quite frankly, they're falling back on Madden Ultimate Team. That is a very condensed version of the game. So you're playing in kind of short bursts. You're playing with an instant gratification of best player now. You're playing with a lot of change to the game of this player's out of position, this team's very tall, this team's very fast, this team's very short, all of those things. So that, at least as an Ultimate Team gamer, you're getting a lot of things that keep the game fresh to an extent, even if a lot of the players and concepts may be the same. And the challenge with that is if you are not in those arenas playing Ultimate Team, then you are still stuck with what can be a very repetitive game mode, whether you're going and playing online, offline, whether you're trying to do online dynasty or not. And there has been a lot of criticism overall with EA and how they've addressed making the other game modes feel as current and topical and, dare I say, cared about than Ultimate Team. I understand that it's a huge influx in income for EA to be able to go out and offer these programs. I understand it allows them to keep it as a quote live service. But one caveat that I want to bring up is there had been some concerns about when the season is over, how they were going to maintain that live aspect, because as players come in and play and come out of play, there needs to be a continued agreement, just like we saw with Arch Manning. And I understand he's not the biggest name, but it does set a precedence that not every single player is going to sign. So, how are they going to deal with a year long influx of new cards, new packs, new uniforms? And how much of this, honestly, that people want to play after 10 years of not having a game is going to be gated behind a paywall? To me, just set the ground rules for tomorrow. Anything that comes out, I think at this point is fair game to be extremely, extremely analyzed. If we see a lot of animation dependence, we see a lot of animations we see in Madden, if we see slightest issues in gameplay, I think they deserve to be spoke about. And I also think we need to have a renewed perspective of this game that every time Madden comes out and we talk about some of those issues, there's always people that want to sit there and say, well, it's okay, they can fix it, it's just the beta, it's just the alpha. This game here, understand, is a year delayed. All that talk that we have with Madden about, well, it needs to have more than one dev year. Well, the problem is the NFL forces contractually a game out every season. So they can't do as much as they want. Those excuses are now put to rest because EA themselves took a full year to go out and work on this game. Is anyone expecting perfection, including myself? Absolutely not. No game is going to be perfect. Everyone's definition of a perfect game is going to be different. But I think we need to see an extremely refined, an extremely polished, and an extremely well represented simulation of college football. Because that is what they've been trying to sell us for years. And before we get down to Ultimate Team and buy these players and buy these packs and buy these uniforms, I think people genuinely want to see a core gameplay experience that likens itself to the college atmosphere that is going to be fun, replayable, and not nearly as frustrating as we've seen with Madden. I honestly don't know how they're going to do that, given how broken we've seen the Madden engine is. I'm excited to see what a whole new team can develop and create with the asset that is Madden. I'm hoping that maybe they found a way to work out some of the superstar factors, some of the X factors that really hinder this game, in my opinion, through animation dependency, and create a much more simple concept of football that can replicate the game better. And if that's the case, you don't need to be a college football fan. All you will need is a football fan to want to play this game. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching it. You know I will be back as soon as I can, more than likely tomorrow if they keep this drop up, with more commentary.